I Don't Want Your Life.
Yeah.
By the way, James Van Der Beek, I kind of panicked at the beginning of the movie because his accent was terrible.
Yeah.
So was Ali Larder's.
In the narration.
From Connecticut.
And then he started figuring it out as it was like a rookie quarterback figuring the offense out.
All right, what's up, everybody? We got our first sports movie rewind here today. Super excited. We got Varsity Blues. We got Kyle in the building, Nate in the building, Chris is here, Cowboy Reed. We all rewatched the movie. We're excited to talk about it. First, just want to go around the room. Everybody give me like one thought that came to mind when you rewatched this movie for this recording.
Well, first off, to set the scene, we were all high school football players, but not in Texas.
It's different.
It's different.
Very.
That's the one takeaway that I had was like, whoa, this is different. Like even from when they were like dummy O.
Yeah.
I was like, first off, it's Scout O, not dummy. They call them dummies.
Yeah.
There.
I watched with Meg last night, and she was dumbfounded. I mean, I don't think she really paid attention to the movie when we were youth. But everybody in here played high school football. I think, Reed, you did not. But you would have been pretty good, I think.
I was like 140 pounds soaking wet in high school. So I would have been a great water boy.
I mean this as a compliment. You would have been the type of kicker that everybody loved. Seriously, at 140, if you wanted to trot out there.
Dude, I could nail 15-yard kicks, no problem.
You were the kicker, and you always had the backpack at the parties because you had all the party favors.
Well,
you're not wrong.
You probably did have the party favors. Not to fucking get ahead of ourselves here, but you could have easily kicked for the Coyotes. They didn't even use their kicker.
Right. I just stand and look pretty.
Yeah, anyways.
Analytics be damned.
I'm going to start this off, and I'm going to give you guys a couple of my main thoughts about this movie. First off, there were ups and downs, okay? Like, there were parts of the movie that I didn't love. I hadn't watched Varsity Blues since it was out, and so I go to Rotten Tomatoes as if that's, like, going to be kind to Varsity Blues, and it was worse than I thought, the critical acclaim.
Oh.
But the movie, especially when it got going, I thought there were really good parts early, and I don't know what this is called in a movie, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Like 3/4 of the way through a sports movie, right after they go through the good montage of everything that's coming together for the team, there's always a bad part. And in Varsity Blues, it lasts like 40 minutes. And then, they rectify the situation at the end. I thought that was the strength of the movie. So not to get ahead, but I love that part. The movie is basically about...
They show the struggle really well.
Yeah, and I don't know what the term is.
I thought so, too. Like, they really did a good job of bringing, like, the anguish of being a football player and trying to get things done. Like, even during their Thunderstruck montage, like, after the hangover, they're making plays, but they're getting fucked up. And, like, you can see these guys trying their best. And, like, that's what high school ball is all about. Like, you're actually giving it your all. You give a fuck in high school.
You really do. Those kids cared a lot. Billy Bob was crying.
Yeah,
well, that's probably because he had a post-concussive syndrome.
Yeah.
He had a fat attack out there.
Yeah.
And James Caan. I keep fucking up. Why can I not get these two?
Jon Voight, James Caan, couple football coaches.
One of them made Angelina Jolie, right?
Which is wild.
Right.
Yeah. No, it's not that wild.
He's such an alpha, though, in that movie. Like, you see him as the head coach, and you're like, I can totally...
He's a great character.
He's such a good actor, man.
So here's the thing about the movie that struck me the most was a great job with the dip. Whatever people are calling that, you cinephiles, or however the fuck you would say it. You could tell me what that part of a movie is called properly, but... The beginning of the movie was great. Like, you always have to develop the plot, and I'm like a big snob on plot development. I'm not expecting much from this movie when it comes to that. The audience score, by the way, 76%. The critics, 43%.
Not terrible.
You can't trust the critic score. You got to go with the audience score.
No, they're going to be too highbrow for this.
Score is relative to other scores, but I feel like that's a pretty good score. It holds up well.
So, anyways, it's kind of like Firestorm, low tomato meter, but high audience score. So,
you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, like the way they introduced the characters, I thought was really neatly done. And I didn't think about it this way when we watched it when we were kids, but like it was 5 fucking guys in a truck. And you're only going to meet the 5 guys in the truck. All the other guys on the team, they really don't have names. They don't have roles. And they kept it nice and neat like that. They waited 40 minutes to introduce the one black guy in the truck. They took 40 minutes to introduce him.
Yep.
Like I didn't hear anything from him until like he was like, hey, coach is a racist. Gramblin's coming through.
It was a different time, Chris.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, like,
damn, Chris, I thought you knew.
Yeah, right. And I was like, what's he gonna do now? But that leads me to my other main point, which is Moxon. And the movie was good. It was really good and important. But he was an even better character. Mm-hmm. And although I thought that Jon Voight probably stole the show, I thought Moxon's character was awesome. Okay, first off, him and Paul Walker were fucking ahead of their time. Mm-hmm. Okay, like I didn't realize people were onto this. I mean, I forgot this part because in '99 we're watching the movie Air Raid. It's like a new thing. Yeah. They were ahead of their time a little bit. Interesting note, they had this guy who used to play at App State who was like managing the football part of the thing. And in 1998, in the fall, while the movie's being edited, Mike Leach was at Kentucky doing Air Raid. And the next season, he got hired by Bob Stoops. And Texas was already, high school-wise, leaning towards the spread. Georgetown, where they're filming the town in Texas, Art Briles used to coach at Georgetown High. And he was running an offense he'd soon run at Baylor. So
this echoes in the real football world.
Well, it was cool. There was like a little nugget of like real football history there and like development.
They line up in quads formation during the first practice. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" He's like, "We're getting 5 guys over here. We're gonna get 1-on-1 on the right side." He's like, "You're too damn fucking stupid to be pulling this shit."
He said, "What are you doing?" He goes, "It's a secret." He said, "Oh, it's a goddamn secret, right?"
Oopty fucking oop, give me a break. Hey, and I just thought, one of the biggest leads of the movie was that Gilroy got out-coached by 2 fucking 18-year-olds. Like, people don't think about that in the biggest game of the season.
Yeah. They just dropped down from 6A and, like, they're supposed to be killing
they were
people.
playing fucking schools with 4,000 people in the senior class last year, and Paul Walker's out-coaching you on a bum knee, dude. You guys were, they were at a party, like, a couple nights ago. So I thought it was a great movie. I loved Moxon, the character. He stood up for racism. He left Larder on the couch all sad.
Dude.
Gave her a blanket. Yeah. Like, did the right thing. He was Derrick Henrying all the hoes. And then he saved Billy Bob. Mental health crisis.
Yep.
He goes to the hospital to visit Paul Walker. He was a hero, and Julia told him to be a hero, and he was. He was truly a hero. Moxon was a great character.
I want to step in and say that's questionable that he saved Billy Bob. One can argue that he's the reason why the whole situation happened, because when he walked out there with the team doctor, the team doctor asked Billy Bob, "How many fingers do I have holding up?"
You're right.
He says 3.
Multiple choice.
And Moxon goes, "No. You have to ask him. It has to be a true false."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Billy Bob, does he have fingers? Do you see fingers, or is he holding?"
But if he doesn't have the knowledge of what head trauma means, is he culpable? In your eyes, is he culpable?
I think so.
Really?
I think he is, because
it's interesting as a callback to a conversation we were having 10 minutes ago with your equipment there.
He is culpable because he is a future Brown student, and he holds himself high. And at the end of the day, the entire movie, he steps in to be like, "Hey guys, don't listen to Kilmer. Think about your health. Think about your leg. Think about whatever." And then in that situation,
but again, nobody was thinking head trauma was bad in '98 in Texas. Like, I even think at Brown they were probably giving cats fucking smelling salts.
He's the one that tells Billy Bob, "Go get a CAT scan." So he is aware.
I got my CAT scan.
Well, maybe he got educated.
I got my CAT scan.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
You bring up a good point. They were all complicit. Like, the whole town was complicit.
Everybody knows. They just love football a little bit too much down there. And that's okay. That's what, it's in the water.
That's my take from it, is that Texas football in small towns, it's just a different ball game.
Yeah.
And if you're doing as well as that school was, I can definitely see some of the things that were going on in this movie really happening, like especially the scene where the cops, they're complaining, and Kilmer's like, are my boys too much for you? And the guys did, like, they immediately no, they're fine.
No, sir.
And I can see that happening places like 1,000% if the school is winning, if it's bringing the town money.
It seems like when you're in the league and you're winning big time, like you get away with damn near anything.
It's so interesting because I always hear this about places. I played at Virginia and then I played for the St. Louis Rams most of my career, so I never got away with anything, dude.
I played up north.
It sounds cool.
We didn't even play.
It's
on
like
Friday
rock star
nights.
status if you're winning. As you know, you won 2 Super Bowls, but you're winning in these.
I
big
wasn't doing any
towns.
bad shit at that point.
But
You know, I was old.
imagine being a young guy in the league and you're winning games like this. But I mean, and that's kind of how this Texas high school ball seems to me.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
They're extremists with the shit.
But it probably was terrible in that town when they lost, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The week after they got blanked after the hangover game was probably terrible.
This is funny because obviously I think this came out before, but it looks like even by time Friday Night Lights, that movie comes out, Texas football, high school football hasn't changed much because it's kind of the same thing with the coaching and like the town. Just if you win or you lose, like they're on your ass.
I want to say one thing before we get into the mentions. I want to show you this picture, okay? And this is stopped me dead in my tracks last night about 1 a.m. watching this movie.
Got it on your screen.
Okay, who's that? It's the Gilroy mascot. Who does that look exactly like?
the guy from Blues Bananas.
Drew Brees.
Oh, that's
former
so funny.
Texas high school football legend. I almost thought it was Drew Brees. He doesn't have the birthmark. I thought it was in 1999. He wouldn't look that old, but that looks like Drew Brees in 10 years.
It looks like the actor from
Yeah.
Arrested Development.
That's what I thought. Will Arnett. It looks like
Will
Will
Oh, it
Arnett.
does look like Will Arnett. It's like Will Arnett and Drew Brees
Yeah.
Had a
baby. It's so crazy. All right. Anyways, I was stoned.
Science be damned.
I was stoned. I think he looks like Drew Brees.
He does look like Drew Brees.
He does. A couple things before we get to the favorite scenes. This is actually the first R-rated movie I ever snuck into. 12 years old.
Wow.
Bought tickets for another movie. Went into it. I remember watching it then, and it played exclusively like a drama to me. Like, I was super into it. And now watching it again, almost 25 years later, it was much more like a comedy.
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
And looking back at the box office, it only did 50 million, which isn't huge, but it feels like everybody's seen this movie. So it had like a crazy life on VHS.
It's got a
DVD.
cult following.
Well, movies were cheaper then.
Right.
I don't know.
that movie,
Relatively speaking, was it like top of the charts?
Dazed and Confused.
Nah, it wasn't that great.
That's interesting.
It's like Dazed and Confused.
I remember it being the biggest thing.
I wonder how many
allergies.
copies. How many copies were stolen from Blockbuster of this movie
Probably a lot.
that weren't brought back?
That's why they didn't sell. Yeah, people were like, I'll wait to yank it from Blockbuster.
All right, Reed, you got anything?
You tell him, Bacon.
So we're doing.
Oh, we gotta go best quote. What's the most quoted line from this movie?
I think I got my cat scanned.
Really?
That's one that I stuck with me. Like,
That's so interesting because for me it was I've used this quote for years and I found out that it's probably overrated because it wasn't delivered that well. A fucking tan, man.
Yeah, that's a good
They
one.
like sped through that whole thing. I
fucking
don't
tan.
want your life.
Yeah.
By the way, James Vanderbeek, I kind of panicked at the beginning of the movie because his accent was terrible
Yeah.
So was
in
Ali Larder's.
the narration.
From Connecticut.
And then he started figuring it out as it was like a rookie quarterback figuring the offense out. He was figuring,
It all made sense.
yeah.
So
Puke and Rally. Was Puke and Rally born?
here's my favorite quote.
It
Varsity
existed
Blues?
previously, and they picked up on it and
Okay.
made it real
He
popular.
told his dad to save it in the kitchen.
Here's my favorite quote. Mox's girlfriend saying, "I like trains."
Yeah. I did hear that.
I like trains.
Yeah. She likes
And he-
locomotives.
And he goes, "Let's go see the trains."
She said,
It's so random.
you thought about group sex
Yes, it's so random, and just like the way she says it,
and the way he didn't blink.
and the way like he didn't blink, and
Yeah.
he's just like, "Well, let's go see some trains tonight."
You
And
would
it's
have
just
thought
funny.
Ali Larder's character liked trains.
for sure.
I want to call the five of us out because there were two great 90s babes in this movie, and they were not selected in our 90 babes draft.
You're right. You're right.
For us.
Yeah, you're right.
They weren't elite.
So
they weren't
days.
as elite
so
as their
many 90s
football
days.
team. You know what I'm saying?
Well, listen, we're going to talk about that. We're going to have a smoke show of the
I've got
the
some
movie.
thoughts there.
All right, so let's start with the categories. We got favorite scenes. Chris is going to run us through them.
Oh, favorite scenes. I thought for sure Thunderstruck would be my favorite scene, and maybe it is the Hangover game.
What a scene!
Like you alluded to, it was like the montage of everything that went wrong: the false start, the tight coverage, the flags,
Big hits.
the big hits. Which the sound mixing was awesome.
Yeah.
It sounded like the hits were happening underwater, and they were just loud enough to hear. It was like disorienting.
It was that,
and that's
fog
how
of
those
war
guys felt.
muted sound that we are used to hearing on the field,
Exactly.
like fog of war.
And those guys were going through it. They were hungover. They were getting their asses kicked. They were getting humbled. It felt terrible. It felt like losing a football
Mox
game.
was trying to rally him.
The helmet shot, I think, is one of the most iconic shots in a football movie ever.
Yep.
With Vanderbeek struggling to get that foam padded helmet,
Over his
1999
temples.
over his head. He's got a big ass head. He's got one of those actor heads.
Yeah.
He's like little.
Little
You can tell
body,
he's got
big
a
head.
big head.
Man.
And he's pulling that thing off. He's like, I was shaking at the knees.
Yeah.
And I get chills every time, dude.
Yeah.
I get chills every time. And I'm watching that scene for the first time in 10 years. I thought it was great. I did not think that the speech was that great during that game, because that's the game they came back in the second half, or they lose that game.
The Thunderstruck game is the game they lose because they're all hungover.
So I'm thinking of the Gilroy speech.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that.
Well,
You think you don't have to listen to me? Your daddy was a no-talent pussy, but at least he listened. I'm like, damn, me and my dad just caught strays.
Yeah.
And there's a big overlap between the coaching staff and the dads that are at practice a lot. And I love the dad at practice culture, because we didn't have that.
We didn't have that.
So
No,
like
no.
the same four dads, King of the Hill style, are sitting over there drinking beers, like just
They were King of the Hill characters, and
Yeah.
they're not only. We'll talk about best supporting actors, but I thought
the one guy
they
gets real
carried-
excited about everything that Jon Voight says.
Oh yeah, he used to ride my ass like that 27 years ago.
Damn, them boys are having the time of their lives.
The boys are having the time of their life.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. Okay.
Well, speaking of Kilmer, what'd you think of the way that he was introduced at the beginning of the movie at the prep rally with his hand up?
Yeah.
So Kilmer, me and Matt came in this morning. We were like, was Kilmer a Nazi Germany guy?
Dude.
He was doing the whole thing. He
It
was
took a
doing the
lot of
Hitler thing.
motifs.
There's a lot of motifs, and also it was interesting. One of the things that we picked up on today, looking at best props, was the book that.
Oh my God.
The Kurt Vonnegut book that
Kurt
Mox was
Vonnegut.
reading.
Yeah. So
I tried to pause the movie so many times. Do we know what
we know what book it is, and I'm going to tell you something about the book. It's,
Was it Brave New World?
What's the name of the book?
Slaughterhouse 5.
Slaughterhouse 5. Kyle's like, yeah.
John Amos, dude.
Oh yeah. Did
high
you read
school
that?
teacher.
It was assigned. I think that was the one I didn't read. I read the other one. I read Brave New World.
60% of
go.
America.
They
So
kind of signed Varsity Blues.
So
I need to read Slaughterhouse.
Slaughterhouse 5 is about somebody who's like, can you read me that plot? It had something to do with Nazi Germany. So basically, I'm wondering if there's a theme, an undertone here, where basically Jon Voight is Hitler.
We got to call John Amos.
He kind of goes out in his bunker at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why he's doing it. He's reading more, and he was like,
And the injectables are like,
this is who he acts like. This is who my coach acts
it's
like.
too much.
Maybe. Well, maybe.
Too much.
So
that
look
makes
at Slaughterhouse
Mox,
5.
That makes Johnny Mox and Hugo Stiglitz.
Okay, here we go. Slaughterhouse 5, or the children's classic, is a 1969 semi-autobiographic science fiction infused anti-war novel by Kurt Vonnegut. It follows the life and experiences of Billy Pilgrim from his early years to his time as an American soldier and chaplain's assistant during World War II. He was an assistant as well to Paul Walker.
The chaplain.
Yeah, to the post-war years, with Billy occasionally traveling through time, which
As Mox, the narrator, does, because he narrates parts of this movie from the future.
yep, from the future.
I'm going to put my hands down.
The people from the future. Okay, so Billy's captured by the German army and his survival of the Allied firebombing of Dresden.
Chris, this is wild.
That was the movie. That's the Hangover movie.
Makes sense.
The Hangover game was the firebombing of Dresden as a POW.
Prisoner of Women.
Hey, it makes sense. There was only one black guy on the team, and And he wouldn't even take the time to call fucking Grambling. Bro, you got to call one HBCU.
That's true.
One. You can't even call them.
He's
you're
not
the best,
giving him.
You're the best coach in the state. That's some bullshit, bro.
But that's classic coach shit, right? Like guys say, I would have gone D1 if it wasn't for my asshole coach. You know?
That was a really
How many
tough.
guys do you know that have been like, I would have gone to the league, but my coach never sent the film to Grambling?
Yeah,
Hey, man,
probably a lot.
It happens.
It happens, and it's real.
It definitely.
And that's why this is like a real ass movie.
Because a coach like that, you have enough clout that these schools, like, they're gonna take a second. Like, they get a million tapes, a million highlight
They
tapes.
respect your word, though.
But hey, you know what? If it's coming from this coach, let's look at this guy.
Yeah.
But
We may not even have to look at him because we trust him so much.
Good for Wendell and his mama because they did their own recruiting.
Yeah,
and Grambling came to see him anyway.
Wendell's
Love
mom
that.
was the real MVP. And then also, that was a really tough 10 minutes for James Vanderbeek. He got caught cheating and learned what racism was like in a 5-minute span. And then the movie was like heavy from that point on.
Yes.
That's the dip I'm talking about.
Before we get to that dip, what'd you think of the family barbecue scene?
So that's my
Oh,
favorite
I
scene.
love
So that's
that.
where I was going this whole time. So I remember Thunderstruck being scene number 1. It was great. Okay, it was a great scene. But the family barbecue was like the moment I turned to my wife and was like, "Oh yeah, this movie's fucking rolling now, dude." First off, there was that little brother Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle's the best.
He's the best. He's very spiritual. He was just
the
standing
best.
over there by the
Kyle,
grill
he's
in like a gi
and
and some
beads,
sunglasses.
yeah.
He was nailed to a cross early in the movie. His dad's like, "What's with the cross?" He's got a cult.
Yep,
His dad's
started
like, "Hey,
a cult."
freakos, go upstairs before he gets in the ground."
Yeah, he's got his
Like,
buddies over.
Just having Kyle in that scene's great. And then it just turned into the dads, who I thought were some of the King of the Hill dads were some of the best supporting
top Gs, for
actors
sure.
in the whole fucking movie. In that they were like kind of really bad.
Terrible.
They were caricatures, and I don't know if they were told to overact or if they just weren't great actors.
Where they were like, care. Why don't you care more as an actor?
Yeah.
To me, they embody what I think a Texas
100%.
high school football dad is like. So like, I
100%.
think it was perfect for me. Not ever like not knowing what it's like, but if I had to imagine like being in a town like that. That's what the majority of the dads on the team would be exactly like.
So it's like there's three dads.
Living in their wonder years. They all went to school. They played football, and now their sons are up. So like they're living through their sons, and they want things to either be better for them. But it seems like they all have the same coach, and they won with this coach. So obviously you want to see your kids do it, and it's just a funny coincidence how they tie all that.
Think he's first string?
Mox's dad wants to relive his childhood through Mox.
Yep.
The other Lance's dad just is like, my son's a boss. Like
No, but more.
They all have different reasons to be
but
there.
But more Mox's dad sees like that. Basically, Mox is what happened to him because like Kilmer said, he was like, your dad was a pussy.
No talent pussy.
Was a no talent pussy. So I guess as a dad, you know, like, hey, my son is actually pretty decent, and I want better for him.
Rectify the situation for me.
Exactly, and I at least want to see you get on the field so I can get these other guys off my fucking back.
We're all doing that with something as parents. I guarantee you I'm going to do that with something with Waylon, like, and with Luke. It's something you weren't good at, you want them to be good at.
Hell yeah.
You know, and it's not going to be football for me because it worked
Taxes,
out.
learn your fucking taxes.
Yeah, like be more financially literate. Pick up after yourself, like shit like that.
Mox's dad made a big mistake running a slant, though. Like
button hook right.
Yeah, okay, we got to talk about that.
That's where I was going. It was button hook right.
He announced the route out loud.
He runs him into the fence. He runs a slant into the fence, and then it's the whole montage of, come on, Johnny, you can do it. Hey, you feel like chicken tonight? Fire that fucking pigskin. And then it goes red. The screen goes red, which is almost indefensible. Like, that's a terrible choice.
So bad.
But it works because it's just a fucking overacted scene.
It looked like it hurts
Does
so
Mox
bad.
hit him on purpose? Like, are we supposed to think that
Yes, he's
or
that
is
good.
drilling him?
Because he's been hitting the
it's just-
mascots.
And he doesn't realize it until everyone cheers when he's stopping the clock and he hits the mascot the same way. And his dad then takes a step back and is like, this motherfucker did that on purpose.
Yeah.
And the best part of that, he gets drilled in the face, and then everyone's like, "Oh, he's okay. Get him some ice." And then he comes out with blood, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, he got fucked up. That was like
my nose
a
kind of hurt
15-yard
when I
pass.
saw it.
Yes. My eyes were watering.
Well, you and me, we could catch a football anywhere in the catch radius with our schnozzes. Look at us, Kyle.
Yeah.
I think I can too.
I think the fits.
Oh, dude,
While we're talking about that scene,
my shit
the
lays
barbecue
around the
scene,
corner.
Lance's fit, casual, plaid shirt, backwards snapback.
Elite.
Rest in peace, Paul Walker. Man.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Nobody
He's ahead
pulled
of his
off.
time.
Rest in peace, Billy Bob.
Nobody pulled off
Yeah, rest in peace, Billy
stuff
Bob.
like Paul Walker.
Billy
did.
Bob's the actor
Ron
that
Lester.
Bob Lester died in 2016. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, well,
No, Kyle. No.
longer rest.
So are we on to? Or
Let's,
what
let's
are,
hit a couple more scenes here, and if anybody else wants to add in. What about? Did you guys like the scene where Lance gets hurt?
Oh man, that was tough. And the announcer immediately is like, he's going to lose his scholarship. There goes the season. The sky is falling. This Texas town, which once was a,
I didn't really.
what's going to happen to the
I didn't
economy?
really
they're like the town.
Look.
It's going to explode.
I don't know if I really like that scene because if you watch it back, it's clearly offsides in a dead play.
False start.
It's like
because he fell over.
The call would be
any
false
way
start.
you want to put it, he's offsides. It should be a dead play. That play
A
shouldn't.
dead ball foul.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened. And I think that was like a little bit for me that I was just like, yo, why aren't they stop that play? And
Also, the way he tore his ACL and everything was kind of.
no, I actually like the hit.
They
and
should have him posted up on it, and somebody should just come and like lumberjack that shit. Like,
Yeah, but they acted like this guy was Jesus, man. Like this guy's got 22 district titles, a few state titles. You got to believe there's been a better quarterback than Paul Walker that's come through that school. People were sobbing.
I don't know. He was going to FSU in 1999. Like,
Yeah, he
they
was
were
the
pretty
man.
good. They were pretty
Yeah.
good. He was pretty good.
gonna show
and
Chris
he was
Winkie
such
how
a
to
mensch
play.
too.
How do you feel,
Paul Walker.
How do you feel about them showing his butt and like as a like portraying him as a high school student?
Hey, I didn't even know
Whose
that
butt?
they showed his butt.
They showed his side butt.
You were looking
I
at
thought they
ass?
showed
Tweeter's
James.
butt.
I
No,
thought they
they
showed.
showed Tweeter's butt, and then
Tweeter's butt.
and in the dryer in the
Nate, you're
in the
looking at
dryer
asses.
the
Is this your
dryer
favorite scene?
scene
High school.
I was
kid.
looking at Ali Larder,
when he was in the dryer scene.
who I googled was not in high
you're
school.
right.
None
Billy
of the
Bob
actresses were in
runs
high
in.
school.
Yeah, you're
Billy
right.
Bob runs in to throw up, and they show the side view
I just didn't
of
see
him
it.
and the chick like on the dryer, and it's like they show his butt.
Yeah.
How do I feel about it? I'm an adult.
So
It's a film.
And then we got to talk about the Gilroy game, the extended
Yeah.
last scene. What do you guys think of that? Like the whole speech by Kilmer pregame, and then what happens with Wendell.
Oh, I love it. I love it. The best part, like this was one of the best parts of the movie for me because I think that the whole situation with Wendell and Kilmer's trying to get him to take this shot, and he kind of is iffy about it, and then Mox is sticking his head in the business, and he goes into the training room and was like, don't do it, and then Kilmer's like, why would you listen to him? Like, get out of here. And then out of nowhere, Paul Walker comes in and he's like, well, I can attest to it. Like, look at me. And Kilmer immediately goes, he's like, you're going to take advice from a gimp? And I don't know why in the moment
He's just so
that
evil.
shit was so funny to me.
so evil.
diabolical.
But that was kind of the straw that broke everyone's back and was just like, oh shit, like now we really see this guy
You're not
as
bigger
an
than Paul Walker?
Yeah, he's an evil motherfucker because everyone loved Paul Walker, and he even like the way that he treated him.
I refuse to call him Logan.
Right? Oh, Logan. Before
I do too.
Yo, before he got hurt, even the way Kilmer treated him.
Yeah.
Like I think that shocked everyone in the locker room. Like, oh, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy.
He's crazy.
We've all had coaches that have that have crossed that line where everybody's like, damn, dude, this guy has really lost it. Not to that degree. These situations allowed Jon Voight to deliver his best lines.
Dude, fabulous.
You're dragging ass out there, son, and you're fucking up my universe. Any chance for this season is my favorite line in the movie. Sitting in the hospital, like they're like, the guy's legs sideways. He might never play football
Can
again.
he practice
and he's
tomorrow?
like, yeah. You know, it was like,
he can do walkthrough.
Like I said
can
earlier,
you move the delivery? If you know the
Texas-
story I tell in this pod about a head
Texas
coach
high
who asked
school-
somebody to move the delivery of their kid, just all-time ignoramus delivery of line.
Texas high school football.
Yeah.
It's a theme because it's the same thing in Friday Night Lights. Like they're bouncing around, and he's like, Midland don't know about like what's an MRI in Midland gonna do, and it's just like the same thing. Like the coach is in there, and his knee is done, but all you can think about is, well, like, is it a possibility? Like,
Yeah, that's how ignorant this fucking guy was. We need you for one more series, Hoss. Nurse doesn't have a division title to worry about, does she? So yeah, I just love like that game, the injuries, and that mutiny.
All of that like meanness sets up the mutiny, like where you're rooting for these dudes so fucking hard all of a sudden, and like then Mox gives that speech,
which I thought was not great.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was much to that speech. Well, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, it's too
so.
speechy.
As are most football speeches. I mean, the best football speech ever is the Al Pacino Any Given Sunday speech. Which I used to listen to on my fucking iPod before games.
Based on a Marty Schottenheimer speech from the 1988 AFC Championship.
Which I've never seen.
I had no idea.
So like, there are great unrealistic speeches in movies. I think the Miracle speech is overrated. I didn't think there was that much substance to the speech. Tell me what the message was. If you like the speech out there, tell me what the message was.
I didn't love the speech so much as I loved the second half. The way that second half plays out.
I loved hearing Offspring in the second half. I thought that, we're going to talk about plot holes in a second. I thought the game management at the end of the clock management, when he kneeled before half, we knew he was sticking to the quarterback. They're trying to win this game. I don't know what's going on here. Explain to me. It was like they were down 3.
Yeah, they're down.
They had a chance to kick a 40-yard field goal. They had 8 seconds left.
Yeah, and they run a play that keeps the ball in bounds. I mean, they go for the win. They're inexperienced coaches. They want to get the win.
They are inexperienced
They don't want to play
coaches.
for the tie, and maybe
They want to
take
go
a
back
shot to
into the
end zone.
strip club and see their teacher.
and then especially back then, kick 6 wasn't around. That wasn't a rule yet.
Yeah.
So like they definitely should have kicked it.
Absolutely.
They definitely should have kicked it.
Well, or just hit it out and then kicked it or something. Like, dude didn't get out of bed. Tweeter didn't get out of bounds.
Tweeter.
Surprise.
You got to be
worst
high
fucking
IQ.
character.
Yeah, you don't like him.
Yeah, I can't stand Tweeter.
You
like
I have a
Tweeter?
whole-
He was.
I have a whole new category for Tweeter.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, the cancel category, because Tweeter for sure. If this movie came out today,
There'd be some sexual assault charges.
Oh
coming.
my goodness,
Bro, he was bragging about date rape.
Yes,
Yeah.
Like Mox literally asked.
Cardi
asked
B's
him,
the only person to get away with that.
Yeah, dude.
Yo,
That's a good
Mox
one.
literally asked him like, are you gonna like it in jail? And he goes, yeah. Wait, huh? Like that. And
Yeah.
I think that's a funny part of the movie, because he literally says, yeah, if you want to get laid, all you need is liquor, Vicodin, and something else. And I was just like, yo, nowadays, no way. This movie got canceled just for that line alone.
It was blowing my mind because it's such a lighthearted comedy. It's almost goofy at times.
Yeah, but there's some dark
they
shit.
let the F word fly. Like
Oh
Billy
my
Bob
God.
dropped an F bomb early
was it Billy Bob or someone
get a homophobic slur off the top. That's what I mean. Billy Bob was in
then randomly, a guy's in the locker room before the game and he's praying, and he goes, as I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no F word. And it's just random.
Yep.
I didn't hear that part.
Bro,
Billy Bob.
it's
Just
is that Billy Bob?
explicit.
Yeah.
It's so random, and it's just like, yo, why is that even necessary?
I would walk by that guy and be like, yeah, he's gay.
No,
I mean, obviously, to be that hateful that you're like incorporating it into prayer, I'd be like, yeah, guy, hey, come on out, man.
Right. And this is perfect. We're getting into our illegal procedure section. So do we have any like least realistic sports moments from the movie?
Can I finish dumping on Twitter though?
Please.
Yes.
I mean, like,
Or worse characters.
yeah.
also in our legal
I want to
procedure.
finish dumping on Twitter. He's bullying the class of 1980. He's bragging about date rape. he's damn near
Stealing cop cars.
He's stealing cop cars. You know, like
But he's acting like the Riz King, and if you're
he
really
doesn't
a Riz
have
King,
Riz.
He's trying to Riz
and
up
you're-
Livy.
and you're a senior, he has sophomores naked in the police car.
which he's the type of guy that was like 19 senior year.
Yeah, we all know.
We
a
all
tweeter.
know, yeah. We all know a tweeter.
Yeah.
Well, I think we were like high character tweeters because he's 5'5" in real life.
Well, we all know a
Yeah.
tweeter.
We all know a tweeter. Okay.
And-
I was
and-
saying we were 19 senior year, but we
and-
didn't act like this motherfucker.
You can never fully trust the athlete that has pills on deck. Like, you can never trust it because he literally tells, usually people, like, they're real, like, selective with their pills. And Tweeter, like, literally let Logan take a whole bottle, and he's like, "Yeah, I got more."
Lance.
Lance. He's swallowing
keep
the
saying
pills
Lance.
as he asks
Lance
if
Harper.
I can only take 500 milligrams.
Yup. and he's like, "How many of these can I have?" And he's like, "Oh, you can just take it. I got more at home."
More than anything, Tweeter was not a good character. Like, I understood you had to try to throw in a guy like that to drive that home, but at least like a little bit less heavy-handed. You know,
was
with-
I kind of disagree because
He was he's a memorable
believe it or-
character.
Believe it or not, like,
he almost ruined the Thunderstruck scene. Like
believe it or not, I feel like I went to a private school, and like a lot of these characters were like real similar to some of the white kids that like I played with, and like, believe it or not, like, we definitely had a tweeter, and like we
but
had
a tweeter's usually funnier than that.
Yeah, but I feel like he took the role of, like, they didn't touch on it there, but like he kind of took the role of the kid that's on steroids. Like, you always have one kid that's
guess,
maybe
I
on
didn't think about that.
steroids.
We didn't have a roid head.
Like, or like dabbling in something that's like, hey, like you're lifting like more, or you're getting like, what are you, like, taking supplements and creatine and all this stuff before everyone else.
We just had a guy that would drink a 2-liter bottle of rum before the game.
And that's what. And
Bro,
like,
he'd finish. He'd put rum and Coke in a 2-liter Coke bottle, fill it half up with rum, and go out there and just dominate people.
And that's
we
how
didn't
this
have
kid,
a steroid guy. We had an alcoholic.
We have a.
That's how this kid was. He was an undersized old lineman, and like he used to take roids, and he used to drink and do all the stuff that like I guess like he embodied a little bit like a tweeter.
I just hated the guy.
Yeah.
All right, illegal procedure. Anybody have a least realistic sports moment?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the false start on Fatty McFatterson.
Yeah, that the false start is not realistic, but
It would have changed the whole plot.
Yeah,
The cop car scene, it's like, where are the
Sports though.
sports. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I have a lot
the
of
barrel roll stems.
sports.
You know, like we're watching, and you know what like a stem is at home. Like when a D line, they yell move, and then you stem over. And Kyle, this is interesting. I get to ask an offensive lineman. I fucking hated being told to stem.
Yeah.
It was like such, you know, like I you know, I'm a D coordinator who has all the answers. This is going to trick them. It's like we used to stem versus Peyton Manning. He's going to audible us. Well, we're going to stem. Okay, cool. I'm sure somebody's tried that before. Did stems confuse you guys?
Stems to me, in like one rule that I played with was if a guy stemmed from a 5 to a 4, he's generally not going to go contain rush. Usually when you stem, you're going to either go into that gap or cross face. And it just alerts me that there's going to be some pressure off the edge.
Can I be a jerk right now?
And I'm sure you've stemmed back before.
And say that.
But as a rule of thumb, it's the rotation of
Saying that
safeties, and you're making room for somebody else, right?
when Kyle got to the Bears, he was not good at stems.
He didn't like stems.
The majority of the time when
That's how you can get him.
Garza would be yelling at him, like he would be like, "Kyle, no!"
Dude, I was blind out there.
And it's usually Kyle like being a little confused with the linebacker or the D lineman.
Well, he was also like 23 at that point.
No, absolutely.
I had no clue.
So let me.
Thank God for guys like Garza and Slauson.
No, for sure.
I had such good vets that were so helpful with that shit.
But they were
Bushrod.
stemming in the movie. They were rolling and stemming. Okay, I want you
Confusing stuff.
Can you? I guess you can do this. I guess the final play, the hook and ladder, was
Is it a hook and ladder or hook and lateral?
hook and lateral, hook and ladder. I
I've
don't
always
know.
asked that question to myself.
It's a hook
quietly.
and ladder.
Nobody's downfield. I guess you can just lateral it to that guy. It just seemed like
legal. It's quite risky.
Yeah.
It is risky.
Comes to a full stop, catches the ball, has to restart again, breaks 5 tackles.
This is unrealistic.
Probably unrealistic, but I gotta say,
he's standing still.
The stiff arm.
This play is an all-time fat guy in a movie moment, or film or cinema or anything. Like, I put it up there with Hodor and Billy Bob, the 2 biggest fat guy moments in film history, really.
This one's geeky because they have him standing there waiting for the ball, right? And they cut back to James Vanderbeek, like, getting hit, and it's, like, way more actions going on. And then when you cut back to Billy Bob, it's just, like, mega slow-mo. Like, super slow, and then everything's crashing around when you cut back somewhere else.
That's a great scene.
And then just the dudes on crutches. That's one thing, like, being supportive.
What is it in high school? In high school football, like in cheerleaders, that, like, toilet paper is like a item.
Streamers.
Like
Cheap
if you look in
streamer.
the back, because in my town, like, I didn't play football in my town, but my older cousin, he was like a star football player, and one of the traditions is the day before the game, you would get your house or like a tree in front of your house TP by the cheerleaders. And like, I never really understood that. And my cousin, he lived in the projects, so they would TP his car. They would come to the hood and TP his car.
Seems kind of risky.
It's like, it's just weird. It's
Like, we were TPing houses in the burbs, and it was like risk-free.
Yep.
What's the dad gonna do? Gonna yell at us.
You guys got a least necessary scene?
like mine's was obviously the first Billy Bob when he's praying, and then the Mox talking to his girl on the side of the building, I think, instead of being at the pep rally, and she's like, "Yeah, I like trains." I just think that's like, so like
That is great.
I just don't know what the writers were trying to get, or if they were trying to be funny, because
Was this the scene where she was having a hard time dealing with his sudden successes?
no, that's when she's at work. This is like after
Johnny
This is
Moxon.
early by the pep rally.
After, like, during the pep rally, they're outside, like on the side of the building, and Mox is up. Oh, and also in that scene, it's funny as hell. Mox has on the biggest fucking pants that I've ever seen.
So you're talking about the beginning.
Yes.
It's the worst fit of all time.
It's not even bell bottoms. The entire, all of the jeans are just like flaps. They're huge.
Drum bottom.
And then they make that scene, like, it just goes on being random when she says, "I like trains."
It
And
makes Drew Gooden's fit look great. You know? Like, those jeans are terrible.
It makes me want to look up like locomotives in Texas. Like, I wonder what type of trains go by
Big
in
trains
Texas.
in Texas.
Because she said she likes trains. Like, what does that mean?
That just means she
That
likes
just,
trains.
to me, that
I
just
like
shows,
trains,
it
dude.
just shows how small of a town they're in.
I like
She
trains. I
enjoys
love
trains.
hearing the train.
Believe
One in
it
the
or-
morning, sometimes I hear the train. I love it.
Believe
much
it
going on?
or not, since I'm a weird YouTube guy, like, train videos have a lot lot of views.
Wait till you have
It's
a
like,
kid.
I'm here at the station
till you have a
waiting
kid.
for a whistling wahoo.
That
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, the guy.
Yes,
Yeah. YouTube,
My gosh.
There's more train activity on YouTube than you'd think.
Train spotting.
There's also train activity on Pornhub.
Did you guys think the sex ed scene was needed?
That was the scene I thought was a little unnecessary.
I got a little too hard in that scene.
And
Okay, well-
and low key Mox. Some of the synonyms for boner was kind of like rigor
Purple-headed
mortis.
yogurt slinger.
It was a bad scene, dude, and all it set up was Billy Bob falling out, which could have happened at any time. He wasn't in good health.
Wait, so you white guys, your heads get purple when you're hard?
No,
No, well, hold on.
Why did
hold
they
on.
say that?
I guess
And
it
the
could
purple
conceivably get. I think if your penis is purple, you have a problem.
becomes-
So why would they say? Why would he say that?
It's because it
Purple-headed
becomes
yogurt.
It doesn't
bulbous.
turn into my penis isn't an anteater, but I might call it an anteater sometimes.
No, I think anteaters are for uncircumcised guys.
Hold on,
Oh, okay,
Nate.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
You asked a question, Nate.
I'm just thinking. Yeah,
I think that the increased
I love
blood
that. You-
flow with
You
the
asked the question.
less melanin,
Yours got
you
purple
can
before.
see you can see the blood flow in our body a little bit easier than yours, maybe.
Yeah, it's
is
just
all I'm
different
saying.
shit. It's like, you don't get sunburnt? How weird is that?
It's like we bruise. That's purple.
I definitely get sunburned.
Yeah, you
That's
get a little
blood
sunburnt. Yeah, you were sunburnt Friday. We were both sunburnt Friday.
Am I
Saturday
crazy?
when we would.
Reed, am I crazy for saying this? Am I the only one who's like talking about dick?
Well, I
here?
guess if you're down there giving
if
it
you
the,
got a boner, if you're
giving
ready
it
to
the-
go, if your musket is ready to fire at the Brits, then it might be. It might have a
what
little
do you,
hue.
you got an Adrian Peterson handshake down there?
It might have a little
like,
bit of a.
there's no need to grip it that
I'm
hard.
just talking
Kyle.
blood flow.
You
It's,
know-
that thing is fired up, ready to go, man.
Okay. So I thought it was a stupid scene. I thought it just set up Billy Bob. But the
It's a
one,
memorable line.
but the one thing about the scene is
They have to for the callback.
no.
They had to do that scene, I think, for the callback of her working at the landing strip.
No, they just were setting up Superbad. Not at all what I was going to say. What I was going to say is they were setting up Superbad. Because it's basically Superbad took that premise
Yes.
and just blew it out of the water. Did a great job with it. That was not good.
That's actually true.
They crawled so Superbad could walk and then run.
Sprint.
Nice. You guys got any plot holes that you noticed?
Yes.
Yes.
Early. The first scene, immediately started the movie. Mox is the only one that runs out the house without a fucking bag on the way to school. No bag. When he runs out, when they beep the horn.
He's not a bad guy.
No books.
It's all up here, dude.
No way.
He's going to
Not-
Brown. I don't need a bag.
No.
That's
It's
good.
Texas curriculum,
I
dude.
get it, but
Fuck,
like,
I don't need a bag.
but so
Locker.
what?
What about a locker? He could have had a locker at school.
Yeah,
You just
he
leave
does
shit
his
in the hall.
homework at school.
No homework, bro.
He's
no
a-
homework.
You ever
nothing
heard
to
about
read-
study hall?
Nothing to
Tell
read
me,
for.
tell
You
me,
go to the
senior
library?
year, you did not have any
He
homework.
not-
was
you don't
ahead
got
on
your-
credits. He got everything done in the fall.
You don't have your football, like with a dad like that, you don't have your football playbook at home, even like
You got
acting
whoa! You got a playbook in high
Yeah.
school?
like, yeah.
touchdown.
Why not? He had a playbook in the movie with another book inside
It could
that
be in
the
his
coach
locker.
throws.
Playbookception.
That was, but
Hit
the
me,
only
Chris.
fact I said that is because all the other guys, they have a bag.
Chris.
Billy Bob gets out the car to grab Lance's bag, and then Tweeter, before he does that cool little front flip into the
Is
back
that
of
a
the
plot
truck.
hole though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got some solid ones.
Yeah.
Okay, number one, strip club scene. They walk out of the strip club. I went back 40 times. Meg's like, "What are you doing? You got to go back further to see the MILF." Not what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
They walked out of the strip club for 18 seconds and gained no ground.
Yeah.
Okay, they weren't in slow motion. They were varying the camera angles. They walked out. About 10 seconds in, two ladies walk out. They have ample room to get to their motor vehicles. Fucking James Vanderbeek's in front. They pan back. They're on the front steps of the fucking strip club. Terrible, terrible scene.
They hadn't gone anywhere.
Hadn't gone anywhere. It
we'll
was
go
like they
back
were
to the scene
walking
later.
They rubber banded.
backwards
They were
on a
lagging.
fucking airport
I like that
conveyor belt,
Dude,
dude.
lagging.
Okay, second one, James Caan.
Jon
Go-
Voight.
Jon Voight. And I'm a big Jon Voight fan from Anaconda. Jon Voight goes underhand to grab Mox's face mask when he's pissed about the play.
I love it.
Okay? Halfway through, he's on there for 6 seconds. They pan back and he's overhand. He's on a totally different bar. Not possible. Not possible.
Why? He had to get a better grip.
Did
Watch
he
the
regrip?
scene. You're going to be
That'd be a
wrong.
mistake,
You're
probably.
going to be wrong. Okay.
There was no altercation after the first.
Another one. Yeah, there was no shaking. They
Yeah,
just
he was there.
So, anyways, teacher doesn't want anybody to know she's a stripper, right? Makes sense, except she strips in a town of 1,200 people, and her tag song or fucking intro music is "Hot for Teacher" at the strip club. How do you not think people know you're a stripper? Like, that's totally unrealistic.
But you wouldn't
She
expect
doesn't
strippers to have
want-
logic. Like,
She doesn't want students.
You don't think that's going to
underage.
get around that town that she's a stripper?
So-
She was tenured in there. You could tell she'd been in there a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
I guess.
Okay, I just thought it was a
that's
bit
fair.
of a plot hole.
I feel you.
But I think the
But
bigger
you don't think that there's teachers or small town like women like working like
Well, now they
as-
have OnlyFans.
And a lot of them get fired for that.
Yeah, I think they get fired. I think when the
How
teachers
did they
are
get found out? What if there's like an anonymous, no face OnlyFans? Like, just
well, think about it, kids.
Give, like,
when
just
I was
throwing
18, I
handies
snuck
at
into a strip club.
everybody. Handy,
I was in
handy,
two
no
strip
face.
clubs. I was in 2 strip clubs as an 18-year-old. It'll happen, dude. You can't. There's one fucking juke joint in the town.
Juke joint. What does that mean?
This means a place people get down.
Noted.
Any other plot holes?
No.
Yeah.
They don't go to states.
Allie Larder's
They don't go to
whipped
states.
cream. That was placed immaculately. It was like,
Quick.
yeah,
It was too quick.
it happened very fast. Perfect. And they were just like, they stayed up there like some Madonna titties.
Yeah.
And they had to use shaving cream because whipped cream would not hold.
I was just about to
Grab
say.
it.
I was just about to
But
say.
whoever
whipped
did it
cream was
spent
gonna be
time. She
dripping.
was laying down when they did it. And then she stood up.
Meg
And
was
you
like,
can-
"Are those her fucking nipples?" I was like, "No, I
Those
think
are
they're cherries." But they are a little dark. I would have gone with the
Are those are
maraschinos.
red-headed milk slingers? I think
That's
it
a good
might
one,
be.
Kyle.
It's good. Last plot hole. He gets into Brown in the fall. Like, you don't get college admission letters back
Yeah,
then.
especially not from Brown.
They won the district championship, and Mox admits that he doesn't want to play football. He's not going to play football anymore. Like, wouldn't they be continuing on their season?
Yeah, that's what I mean. They didn't go to states.
How does that make sense?
Well,
They,
they
they
just
lost a
decided to end
game.
it there.
They,
that just
they lost a
Hollywood?
game though.
What do you mean?
They had lost a game.
No, but they
won districts.
No,
They would
before
move
the,
on to
the
the
They got their
game.
boo back.
John Voight was like, "Hey, you don't win this game. There's no states. There's no districts. I'm gonna blackmail you all."
You'll be blackballed.
Maybe they didn't let him because he got ran out of town.
I think
No, he went out in his bunker
some
like
of these
Hitler.
characters were really awesome, and I was thinking about other guys that would be playing, or gals who would play in these roles. The first one that I was thinking of is Keanu as a young Keanu as Mox.
Okay, but I heard his arm's not great in real life.
But they could,
I heard that was a problem.
I saw him throw.
They said
40,
Paul
I
Walker
saw him
had a
throw
cannon.
1911 Colt 1911s at people in John Wick when he ran out of ammo.
I think that was like
Killed people
that was like a
with
stunt.
weapons when he threw. He's like multiple people died from a thrown
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. He would have been good in the movie. The guy who directed it, didn't he direct Point Break? Is that what you told
Yeah,
me?
that's right.
So he
Or the
could've-
writer wrote.
The writer, yeah,
Tom Cruise as Tweeter, young Tom Cruise
Yeah.
not bad.
as Tweeter, like annoying but necessary.
Stifler as Tweeter would have
How
been
did you
better.
know he could run?
Sean William Scott.
Because Sean William Scott would have made him look. He would have. Sean William Scott was a douchebag,
Right.
But everybody was like, "Ha, that guy's funny."
Right.
Tweeter's like, "God, that
Lovable
guy's
douchebag.
a douchebag."
Yeah. Tweeter's like, what they said, he's going to end up in prison. And with Stifler, it was like, oh, this guy's just going to be a
Yeah.
shitbag for.
Yeah,
You're
Like-
you're either an Amy Smart or an Allie Larder type of guy.
yeah.
Like,
So
there
basically,
is no both. You
Is
don't live
this
in both
is
worlds.
this smoke? We were going to give out a smoke show of the.
Do that now?
We'll do it right now, Kyle.
I give it to Amy Smart.
Okay, that's a hipster pick.
Who was that?
Mox's girlfriend.
Guys,
Oh. Mox's girlfriend should have been Jessica Biel.
So that would be your recast, and I agree. That would be great.
Yeah, I think she'd like
And,
that.
and the other one would be Barbie for Allie Larder. What's her name?
The best,
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie.
the best chick in the movie.
she would have been 3.
is Miss Davis, bro.
That's exactly right. And I was just looking that up. Tani Perinsky, Miss Davis,
Polish.
Yes.
like
Smoke show.
objectively the hottest chick in the
Make you
movie. And
pierogies.
if you took Allie Larder at 40, which is what Homegirl was when they filmed this movie,
What was she in the Mustang?
you'd be
Drop
like,
top?
The drop top.
fucking
Yeah,
white
dude.
Mustang?
yeah, I got uncomfortable during the scene. I'm sitting next to my wife. She's sitting there thinking,
Had
this
the
is a
guilt.
funny thing when you're watching a movie with your wife, trying to imagine what she's thinking you're thinking during scenes,
Right.
and you're getting your own head. I'm sitting there on an edible, and I'm like, is she thinking I think this whipped cream thing's hot? I don't even like food and sex.
Everything else is hot.
Is she thinking I think Allie Larder's beautiful? Yeah, she's a gorgeous 23-year-old.
Her country accent turned me off. a
But
bit.
the 40-year-old, I'm a grown man.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, this gal was she was Marshall Mathers' mom in one of his. My Name Is.
I think one guy that would be recast would be Kevin Costner, John Dutton specifically as Jon Voight.
He's
as the
not
head
capable
coach.
of being that evil.
He could be.
No, think
He
of
would have a rip.
what role has Kevin Costner ever been really evil in?
John Dutton.
Is he evil?
Oh, buddy.
Oh, I don't watch soap operas.
Okay, well,
Okay.
I'm scathed.
All right, so we just wanted to run through some mentions here to finish the show. Who do you guys have as the Howie Long best real life athlete in the movie?
Well, you told me Wendell was a real football player. I think he had a tryout with the Chiefs.
That's right.
No surprise, the one black guy in the movie.
Yeah, he probably ran all his own plays.
Au
they had to-
contraire, I think I know who Dad would pick if he watched this. He would be like, that Lance Harper guy, pretty good athlete.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he would be enamored
him.
with Paul Walker.
I want to go out on a limb and say that Kyle is probably
Oh yeah, the kid. He turns out to be like the best football player in Texas history. Right?
Like Jordan Shipley.
Yeah.
because always the second son
Is the best
right?
athlete. Yeah, no, it's true.
Here we go.
Because the first
How
kid,
did we get here?
Because the first kid doesn't have anybody to play with.
That's right.
So the first kid is
Yep.
like figuring it out on his own, and the second kid
Set
is
the
like,
bar.
yeah. And then when the second kid gets struck by lightning, like,
And then when the third kid happens extremely fast, like Howie, I had an immediate playmate.
yeah.
Like we played basketball, we played football, everything.
Is that what happened with your older sister and you?
Yes, definitely did.
Inseparable, right?
Are you saying you're a better athlete than her?
No, she is. She's
So that broke the mold there.
she's in the Hall of Fame for
Yeah.
college, so she's definitely
she's
a better
she's
athlete.
got a gold
Hey,
jacket.
so I'm in Junior College Hall of Fame, dude.
Boom.
Damn.
Just found out.
All right, best
Congrats.
supporting performance. Who you guys got?
It's Jon Voight. I thought Jon Voight should have won something for this.
Yeah.
Like it was a seriously great role that he played.
And he makes you absolutely despise him.
Yep.
And that, I think, when you're watching a movie, and if I'd have seen this movie and seen him right after, I probably would be like, I don't like you, even though I know
It's an
you're
indicator
acting.
of great acting.
That's
dude.
like
Exactly.
Shane
Like
from The
Shiv,
Walking Dead.
like Shiv from Succession.
Yes.
Like if I saw her in public, I'd be like, I fucking hate
I heard
this
John.
thing.
I heard John Barenthal's the nicest guy in the world. I refuse to believe it. I watched the interview on Rogan and the other one where he comes across really good. I'm like, what a great actor, because I know he's a bad guy.
I agree. Jon
Shame.
Voight kind of wins the movie from a supporting
He wins.
perspective. But I like Lance's dad, Richard Lineback. I think he's kind of giving this like over the top performance,
Yep.
but it's fun. How about
Mox's dad as well.
Yeah,
What else is Lineback in?
he's in Tin Cup.
Tin Cup.
Okay.
He's in a lot of stuff where you're like,
character
yeah,
actor.
yep.
I was looking through his movies. He's got
I think
like
he's a
100
government
credits.
official a lot.
Yeah.
Probably. He looks like that. What was he?
He's in the room where they launched the nukes.
Was he in American Beauty?
No, you're thinking.
Yeah,
of
he was
Chris-
the
you're
dad.
thinking
He
of
was the
Chris
neighbor
Cooper.
dad.
Oh, okay,
No, that's
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Cooper.
He kind of reminds me of that
look
guy.
A lot alike.
Yeah.
I
Pull him
think.
up. Pull up the guy from American Beauty, the dad from like
I
next
think
door.
Matt knows, but
I just
you
want
got
to.
to lok. Yeah.
That's not the same guy. Oh, it's not the same
Not
guy.
the same dude. They're very similar looking
What
guys.
the fuck? White people do look the same, bro.
That's true.
All right, best prop. Best prop in the movie.
The book that we talked about was a great prop, but also his Billy Bob's truck.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna say the 1980 alums varsity jacket.
Yeah, that was nice.
Fire.
That poor guy.
Oh my God, you're about to get hit in the nut.
I felt for him.
No, why do you feel for him? What the hell are you doing at a high school, bro? It's not college.
Yeah, you make a good point.
When I saw that scene.
I felt bad for the guy for being there first. and
Like
then
college is one thing, like, you come back, alumni events and whatever. If you're a frat guy, you might roll into a party and it's just like, hey, most of these kids in here are probably 20 on and up. This isn't that bad. But when you look and you remember the movie takes place in high school, it's like, what the hell are you doing here? And I think the one time in the movie where I think Tweeter is like, he's justified for what he's doing, and he kind of looks like hey, like kind of like a good guy, because that is kind of weird. But in the same breath, that would probably be Tweeter years to come.
Yeah.
Right.
He's that
Full
guy.
circle. I'll take Mox's necklace.
Mox's necklace. Yeah, that's a good one.
Billy Bob's trophies.
Yes, good. How about best use? Or go ahead, Reed.
I like Jon Voight's syringes.
yeah.
Out to his players.
Nice. Best use of-
Lance's crutches.
Nice. Best use of music in the film. We talked about.
It's got to be
Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck.
Got to be Thunderstruck,
Yeah.
right?
I was saying earlier, that's honestly the only song that I'm familiar with in the entire movie.
Yeah.
I loved hearing Duke. Like, I don't know, that wasn't Dookie.
How
but
much do
Green-
they pay to get Thunderstruck on their movie? Like,
I don't know.
It's probably owned by this studio. They might have rights.
Royalties.
Interesting bit about that. The same article where I was reading about the offense and Mike Leach and all that stuff. It was a Sports Illustrated article. All the offensive linemen in the movie were real old offensive linemen from Texas, whether they played in college. Another plot hole, like Billy Bob's 28. He's the only actor playing an offensive lineman because we don't have to meet the other guys. And all the O-linemen wanted the director to use Thunderstruck for the Hangover game. And he just was kind of, brushing them off, pushing them away. They would film at night because there were so many night scenes. They'd film sun down to sun up for like a month.
Wow.
Off of one of the breaks, the guy from App State who was running the football side of things was like, where are my O-linemen? Where's the director of the movie? And then he heard a truck doing donuts in the fucking parking lot, and he heard Thunderstruck. And so I guess the O-lineman strong-armed the fucking director into the truck and were like, this is what we're listening to. Let me show you why. And so they decided on Thunderstruck.
It's such a classic song, and it's one that everybody listened to when they played high school ball, whether it's in the locker room, the loudspeaker had it on, or you had it on your Walkman. I remember listening
Jock
to
jams type shit.
Thunderstruck was pre-pitching on repeat.
Yep.
Let's make it a layup line for today.
Yeah.
And for the Drip Award, Nate already said Mox for worst dress, and Kyle said
Lance Harbor
for best dress. I like those. Any other nominations in this category?
Allie Larder, Reed pointed out with the whipped cream. That was the most iconic outfit in the whole thing.
Say pants down, the best outfit.
That's good, Kyle.
All right, Bevel Conway Award, most beautiful scene in the film.
Probably the Allie Larder whipped cream.
No way.
I'm just joking, dude. I wasn't even that into it.
Mine is, you didn't like it, but mine is them walking out hungover the landing strip. And you see it's called the landing strip, and you kind of see there's no cars in the parking lot, and it's just to me it's Bevel Conway, because back in our days, if you could sneak into a strip club at that age, I feel like that's a win.
Yeah, big win.
A huge win. And then you get in and someone sends you shots and says, it's on the house all night, guys.
Oh.
I couldn't even imagine
I'd be
that.
like, where are the fans?
I couldn't imagine that.
I'd be like, dude,
Can I
the
talk
dogs
to
are
I can
here.
imagine
Can
that.
I tell you what it feels like? I told you it happened to me twice. One time in Montana at a place called Moulin Rouge in Missoula. My buddy fell in love with a stripper named Felony.
Yeah.
How'd you spell it? Do you know how it was spelled?
I think it was just the charge.
That would be so cool if it was with
an I.
PHEA.
No, and then the other one was Continental Tire Bowl. Virginia's playing. We went down there, and we go to Charlotte, and we snuck into a strip club. And Uptown Cabaret is the name of the strip club. And
Swanky joint.
we ran into a teacher from our school in the strip club.
Nice.
And
A male?
walked right up to him.
A male?
Yeah.
Probably a coach.
Because we knew, what are you going to do, tell on us? We'll tell on you.
Perfect.
It felt good to get into a strip club.
All right, a couple more here. Golden Goosebump Award. What moment in the movie gave you goosebumps?
Probably a bad goosebumps when Mox's dad got hit in the fucking face with a fastball from 10 yards away. That was a brutally shot scene.
I mean, probably the mutiny for me.
Yeah, specifically when Vanderbeek's says he's willing to not go to Brown if it keeps the needle out of Wendell's knee.
Another thing is with that scene and
Walking to
Julia
Princeton.
telling him to become the hero and the whole thing about his hero arc. Earlier in the movie, he saw that he didn't step up.
And that scene begins with Foo Fighters' "There Goes My Hero."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bad goosebumps when Billy Bob when he takes on the double team and they score and you just he gets knocked out like that kind of
You can feel
blackout.
that.
Yeah.
That movie hurt to watch at times.
Yeah.
Because we all know as football players that that shit happens a lot to us, whether we want to admit it or not, that sudden loss of consciousness here and there, even if you snap back into it, but it seems like an eternity.
We call it getting our bell rung. We have a way of saying it.
Yep.
Euphemism.
All right, the Sandlot mentioned. So where are these guys now? So 2023.
Go person by person.
So let's start with Mox.
Mox is a opened a mega church in
No.
that area.
No chance, Kyle.
That's his little brother.
His dad wasn't even into religion.
Yeah,
But
that's his
he
little
opened
brother.
a mega church.
Yeah, no. I think
Mox-
Mox is like a professor or something.
No, Mox
Professor
runs,
of religion,
Religiosity.
I think
religious
Mox.
studies.
He probably runs the biggest. He's the head of probably the biggest oil distributor. In that
See, I think
area.
Mox would be like, I don't know about the environment.
He's anti. He would go solar or wind.
He lives in Austin.
I would think he was a writer, right? A writer,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, he
stayed up north after
It
Brown.
was like Rick Riley.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
All right, how about Lance?
Lance,
Darcy said she thought he'd end up coaching JV football.
and I think Darcy might be right, but I also think there's like a 10% chance he's in like really low budget porn.
I figured he'd be coaching like a run and gun spread offense. Texas A&M.
Yeah.
or once he gets healed,
Where are they now?
he starts a life of underground racing.
Underground racing. Yeah. That's good.
How about Darcy?
So she's on meth.
That's Allie Larder.
Yeah, she's on meth.
She's also on the boosters. She's a booster and on the board for the athletics in their district. And,
No, I don't think she's living a stable
and she
life.
recruits young men to come to their schools.
I didn't like Darcy, and like if they did a spinoff, I would want.
She's in recruiting.
I think
I would
she's-
want to deep dive into Darcy's.
you want to
parent.
deep dive into
And-
Darcy's.
I think
It's her
Darcy's.
home
I think
life.
Darcy's riding public transportation. She's going CSX somewhere.
maybe
Maybe
her,
working at the landing strip.
her.
Yeah,
I mean, it seemed like her family like maybe had money.
Behind
like
the bar.
their house looked pretty nice.
Yeah. The house was nice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Never mind. The house was nice. She's probably not on meth.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Guidance counselor at the high school.
Yeah,
Married a rich guy.
She's
Yeah,
working with
yeah, she-
athletes, though, if you know what I'm
real
saying.
friendly with the football team.
Little brother Kyle.
Oh, he's the leader of a mega church or like an online like something because he already
He's a Twitch streamer.
at his age.
I think he becomes a pro football player. He plays for the Chicago Bears for a while, and then he does some podcasts.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good one too.
He's just, I mean, he's such a crazy character to have. It's like juxtaposed against the cast of characters we've been talking about. I mean, he's like a little religious character.
I was a little like him as a kid, Kyle. So actually, it's not.
He's
He might
funny.
actually end up with.
But the
a
one
like
thing
a
about the
crypto
Moxons, you could say to their parents, they birth leaders. Because the son, I mean, to start a cult at that age,
Yeah.
like that shows.
That's CEO.
It kind of shows
potential.
leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It shows
He'd be on
leadership.
Shark Tank.
He's in a C-suite somewhere.
And then for the backup quarterback to get the starting job and convince all the starters to go out, even the black guy who doesn't drink, to go out and drink the night before you have recruits coming to the game is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. No question. Leaders.
How about Tweeter?
Dead.
Jail.
Dead.
Jail.
Mechanical injury.
Tweeter is on a submarine
No, he's mechanic. He's
trying to find the Titanic.
no, I don't think so.
Here's Tweeter. Tweeter is just getting out of jail, still on probation, and working part-time at a mechanic shop from the trades he learned while being in jail.
He's a
I think he
cop that
died.
doesn't get a
I think he
gun.
died cliff jumping or trying to jump off the back of a pickup truck,
Like a mall
or
cop.
some stupid
I think
thing.
he's watching his kid at football practice.
No, or here's a better
Yeah,
thing.
probably.
Tweeter, he's Johnny Knoxville before Johnny Knoxville.
You think he's doing stunts?
Because he's taping all those funny home videos.
Yeah,
Say when he
yeah,
gets
he
the
did
guy in the nuts.
the home video.
Maybe one of the videos
Yeah.
they go viral.
I
back
still
then.
think that the for my closing thoughts here, I think the Third Reich conversation, how there's a lot of crossover between this movie and Hitler, is actually hilarious to me.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
The fact that you've like thought about it, we looked at it.
It's
there's a lot of
true. It checks
similarities.
out. It checks out.
I don't know if anybody's ever said that.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Why we
I'm pretty
do
sure it's
hardcore analysis
Yeah.
of what we thought were simple movies. But I forgot Billy Bob. What's Billy Bob doing today?
Dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a lot of old.
Rest in
fat
peace.
No,
guys.
I don't. No, I don't mean the actor. I'm not pulling a Kyle with Paul Walker. I just mean the character Billy Bob.
Don't fucking do that.
Morbidly obese.
We already said that.
He was an alcoholic. He was suffering from head trauma. I don't know that he had
The access to guns.
easy access to guns.
perfect YouTuber. Perfect
That's-
YouTuber. He'd
Yeah, he would have a ton of.
He'd have been making money on YouTube.
He'd be smoking meats.
Yeah.
And shooting clays.
Closing thoughts. I do think, Kyle, the movie was about what I thought it'd be. Like, at times I was like, it's not great. At times I was like, this is a really good movie. I understand why it's so important. I think culturally it's more important than it was good. But yeah, I enjoy watching it.
It's a good a ship in a bottle is like a timestamp of something. Like you can go back in time and smell it and feel it. Like that's what this movie was.
Yeah.
My closing thoughts was that
The time capsule.
Lance.
That's what it is.
Lance, aka Paul Walker, is a simp. Is a simp. He fell for
Who's a simp?
Paul Walker, Lance, in the movie. He's a
Rest in
simp.
peace.
He fell for a whipped cream bikini, and they highlighted it. What is sex on the? What's the
washing
allure?
machine?
No, a sex on top of a dryer.
Yeah.
What is that? Like
It's the same reason you put coins in a bed, my dude.
coins
A
in
little
bed. On a dryer?
Yeah, dude.
No.
You got to put rocks in the dryer.
Coins in a bed. You really ever seen a bed that you can put coins in?
Exactly.
No, they got the vibrating beds.
You got to pay for those?
Yeah, coins.
Really? Yeah, no, I think
Hence the coin.
the dryer was just the only unoccupied place in the building.
It'd be
and
like that.
It was a place that he could stand up,
Yeah, I guess. Again, if that's like you're the best quarterback in the district, and that's like what you're getting hooked by.
Listen, man, she was a beautiful girl.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Yeah.
The fuck, Nate?
Yeah, what the
that's
fuck?
just my take, guys.
Are you
Paul
hating,
Walker's
dude?
a simp.
He is. Rest in peace, bro.
Okay.
All right,
Great
that's Varsity
movie.
Blues.
Great movie.
I'd say really good movie.
7 out of 10.
I'm gonna not throw grade around. I'd
7
say
out of 10.
7.2 out of 10.
Yeah.
A 10.
A fucking 10.
Hey guys and gals, we had a lot of fun. Like and subscribe and comment. Be sure to stay tuned in because we have some more great YouTube content. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.